Welcome to Ballet Bites, where today we're diving into the art and science of keeping tutus and all those delicate costumes in tip-top shape, even under the pressure of sweaty spandex and rogue
Yep,
lipstick. Let's get into the nitty-gritty.
I've been thinking about how they're balancing hand washing against machine cycles. It's crazy when you consider that a tutu can last up to 15 seasons if hand washed, but only 9 when the machine gets in on the action. What do you make of that friction
Absolutely.
damage issue?
Oh, it's all about friction, literally. When you machine wash a costume, it's like, the fabric's netting repeatedly slams against rhinestones and those delicate horsehair stiffeners snap. The Royal Ballet's wardrobe head mentioned this in Dance magazine back in May 2025, emphasizing that hand washing preserves those fibers way better.
Right, got it. Exactly. And that raises the point. For everyday home practice tutus, you might get away with a sink speed soak, but performance costumes, they deserve the slow spa treatment.
Yeah, and then there's the twist with machine cycles when you're on tour. Now, French washers have to include microplastic filters as of January 2025. They trap up to 90% of the fibers, but even with
Interesting.
those filters, the internal drum's crush fold damage is still an issue, so perfection isn't achieved.
I mean, it's a bit ironic, isn't it? The filters help the planet and catch fibers, yet the costumes still suffer mechanically, almost like you're trading one problem for another.
Yeah, it's like a classic case of half a solution. They even suggest a workaround using a rigid mesh laundry cage. The Paris Opera Ballet is trialing a 20-inch cylinder that holds the garment flat, reducing distortion by 70%.
Wow, that's impressive. That kind of innovation at the crossroads of technology and tradition is fascinating. I'm curious though, how accessible is that cage innovation for smaller companies or independent dancers?
That's a good question. While big companies might get easy access, home practice tutus might still have to settle for quick sink treatments. It really depends on the budget. And speaking of delicate treatments, have you heard about the eco-detergent debate?
Ah yes, the eco-detergents. So plant-based formulas, especially pH-neutral coconut detergents, were put to the test by Consumer Lab in April 2025. They clean up stage makeup almost as well as synthetic formulas, provided you give them a double rinse.
Right, yeah. Exactly. But there's a catch. Those botanical oils can attract dust if you don't double rinse well. The advice is clear: cold water, gentle press, and no wringing. And then there's the spot treatment hack, a paste made from hydrogen peroxide, salt, and baking soda that lifts stubborn sweat halos.
That sounds like a delicate chemistry experiment. It really is. The idea of patching up a delicate silk bodice or nylon tulle without resorting to bleach is almost poetic, but it requires precision in every step. It's not something you can just rush.
Then we move on to restoring that crispness without overdoing it with starch. Here, the plant-derived sorbitol spray steals the show. Wardrobe teams in Chicago and Sydney swear by it. It's like, a light mist, a gentle finger comb, and then a cool iron through muslin to lock in those perfect pleats.
Right on. Yes, and the technique even includes a bonus hack: flipping the tutu over a tabletop while it dries. Gravity and sorbitol combined work wonders to achieve that coveted frisbee silhouette. It's such a creative solution.
Definitely, it's like a well-choreographed backstage routine. But then there's the topic of storage. Now, should these luxury costumes be left to hang on padded hangers or stored flat in archival boxes? The Costume Society of America, as of April 2025, recommends padded hangers plus breathable garment bags, assuming you've got enough wing space.
Yes, that makes sense, but I do wonder about the practicality. Padded hangers are great, but for companies with limited space, archival boxes might seem tempting, even if they risk flattening the tulle. The idea of monthly fluff sessions, where each layer is given a gentle shake to rescue any flattened fabric, sounds almost too meticulous, doesn't it?
I agree, it does sound like a lot of extra work, but when you consider the alternative, losing the shape of a performance piece after just a few seasons, it might be worth it. It's a trade-off. Invest the time in monthly upkeep and preserve a piece's longevity from 15 seasons to its full potential.
True, that longevity is what it's all about. Right, and it really underscores the care and effort that goes into costuming for dance. It's not merely about aesthetics, it's about preserving art while also being green. I love that they even mention keeping microfibers out of our rivers. Talk about an environmental spin.
Absolutely, it's a holistic approach. Every step, from washing by hand to using eco-friendly solutions to that ingenious table drying trick, is designed to balance performance, durability, and sustainability.
Yeah, exactly. I also find it fascinating how these techniques have become such a specific science. In a way, the art of costume care is almost as demanding as the dance itself. Every decision, every rinse, every mist of sorbitol is a careful move in a performance off stage.
Exactly. It's like a backstage ballet, with each process working in harmony to support the artistry on stage. And while the suggestions sound intricate, they're all backed by tests and expert opinions, like that study from Women's Wear Daily in February 2025 showing a surge in sorbitol sales. It's a robust ecosystem of innovation and tradition.
Right, that industry insight is key. That said, I do think there's a bit of an idealistic angle here. I mean, not every wardrobe manager, especially on a tight tour schedule, can afford to implement these meticulous routines every day. What do you think about that challenge?
Good point, and I do see where you're coming from. There's definitely a gap between ideal practice and what's feasible on an endless tour circuit. For home practice costumes, you might compromise with quick fixes, but for high-value performance pieces, those extra steps are non-negotiable. It's a luxury approach, but one that ultimately ensures lasting quality.
True, I see your point. So it really boils down to prioritization. Invest where it counts, accept a little compromise where budgets and time are limited, and always consider the long-term sustainability of these beautiful costumes.
Right, and that encapsulates the essence of these 5 key areas. Hand wash supremacy for delicate fibers, leveraging machine cycles with new eco-friendly filters and mesh cages, using plant-based detergents with proper rinse protocols, restoring crispness with sorbitol spray and careful ironing, and finally, smart storage using padded hangers and periodic fluff sessions.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like a dance in itself. Each step, each technique is choreographed to keep every tutu in peak condition season after season, and it really shows how even behind-the-scenes processes can be a work of art.
Absolutely. And it makes me appreciate all those unsung heroes working backstage, applying these techniques with precision. It's not just about aesthetics, it's about preserving history, art, and even contributing to environmental sustainability by reducing microfiber pollution.
I think when you step back and consider it, every recommendation here, be it using eco-conscious detergents or flipping the garment over a table for gravity's aid, is a tiny innovation that adds up to a significant impact on both the performance and the planet.
Yeah, it's like an intricately choreographed routine off stage too. Every move matters. And while it might seem a bit high maintenance at times, the payoff is a costume that lasts longer and looks impeccable every time the curtain rises.
For sure, exactly. And this level of detail reminds us that art, as ephemeral as a dance performance, relies on these subtle yet critical backstage processes to truly shine. Sharing these insights might even inspire some wardrobe managers to experiment with these techniques themselves.
Absolutely, and it's exciting to think about the ripple effect. When you share these backstage secrets, you not only improve individual performances, but also raise the entire standard for costume care across the industry.
Yep, I like that vision. In the end, it feels like we're witnessing a blend of art, science, and sustainability, all wrapped up in the care of a ballet costume. It's a reminder that every element of performance, no matter how behind the scenes it may seem, is vital.
Definitely so. And for anyone passionate about dance or textile preservation, these techniques are like a secret recipe for longevity. Hand wash when you can, Honor your machine cycles with proper tools, and always treat your tutus like the delicate masterpieces they are.
Exactly, yeah. This conversation really highlights the depth of thought behind every decision in costume care. I mean, who knew that a tutu's lifespan could hinge on something as seemingly simple as a double rinse or the right storage method?
It's all connected: the performance on stage, the backstage care, the environmental considerations. Each detail plays a part in a beautifully orchestrated performance that extends far beyond the spotlight.
Right, so true. Thanks for this deep dive today. I think anyone who listens will come away with a newfound respect for the craft behind dance, from the stage to the laundering room.
Absolutely. Until next time, keep those tutus pristine, and remember that every backstage detail elevates the art on stage.
See you next time.